have prose, another genre of literature. Prose is a long, free written work done in sentences, paragraphs, and chapters. Prose is a long, free written work done in sentence, paragraph, and chapter. I told you drama is written in what? Act and scene. Act and scene. That is for drama. In case you ask, how is drama written? Act and scene. But prose is written in what? Sentence, chapter, and paragraph. We have, that's the types of prose. Prose is divided into two. We have the fiction and the non-fiction. When we say fiction, it is a term used for narrative writing, drawn from imagination. Fiction deals with what? Imagination. Fiction, they are not real, unreal action or stories. Fiction is what? Narrative imagination. The writer, what? The author will sit and think of a story that is what? Similar to what? Reality. Very similar to reality. That's fiction. Fiction is a term used for narrative writing drawn from imagination of the author. Fiction is any unreal stories which deals with invented people and invents. You invent your characters, you invent your story, you think about it and write. Most prose work are unreal. They're just similar to reality. The author will what? Invent what? Characters. Name you choose, you have the choice to choose the name you want in the story, and what? Invent. Maybe take place in Lagos, Abuja, Kwale, Delta, anywhere. So fiction, remember, is an unreal story. Example of fiction, we have novel. Most of us, we've read a lot of novels. Novels we read in school are fiction. Remember, a novel is a long prose over 10,000 words. A novel is a long prose over 10,000 words. Chinua Achebe, Things Fall Apart, is an example of what? A novel. Beautiful Ones Are Not Yet Born is an example of what? A novel. When you check it, we have over 10,000 words. That is a novel. We have novelette. Novelette is less than 10,000 words. Remember, a novel is more than what? 10,000 words. A novelette is what? Less than 10,000 words. When you have a book, maybe you go back, you check your books. Remember, a drama, for you to know a drama, you have what? Act and scenes. You will see everything written, act and scenes. But in a prose, we have chapter. Chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3. It goes on like that. And you check out, you go back, you check, is this book a novel? Maybe it's having more than 10,000 words. Is this book a novelette? Is it having less than 10,000 words? We have short story. Short story are less than 1,000. All these short story books, they are less than what? 8,000. 8,000. So a novel is more than 10,000. Novelette is less than 10,000, and a short story is less than 1,000. So that's how to differentiate those types of fiction. So we're going to move to the next one, the non-fiction. We also have, I told you prose is divided into fiction and non-fiction. We talked about fiction. Now non-fiction, this is the opposite of fiction. It deals with true experience. I told you non-fiction, fiction deals with what? Unreal stories, but are similar to reality. But non-fiction deals with true experience. When you are talking about someone's true experience, or a person is talking about his or her own true experience. This is the opposite of fiction. it deals with a true experience and happening. Non-fiction means prose writing that deals with facts. Non-fiction deals with what? Facts, that true experience. Examples of non-fiction, we have the autobiography and the biography. When we're talking about the autobiography, remember autobiography. This is the story of a person's life as written by the person. That means you writing your story about yourself. You're talking about yourself. You're putting down the writing about yourself. That means the particular person is writing about him or herself. Autobiography. This is the story of a person's life as written by that person, that same person who owns that story. We have example about Femi Awolowo. He wrote a book, My Early Life, about himself. So that is the autobiography. The writing deals about what? The particular person. The person is talking about himself. We have My Odyssey by Nnamdi Azikiwe. It is also called an autobiography because it is a story written by the person. Then we have the biography, the opposite now. This is a written account of a person's life by another person. That means this is a written account of a person's life written by another person. That means another person is doing the writing, not the person himself. We have, for example, if A wrote a book about B's life, we said A writing a book about B's life. That means someone now writing a book about another person's life, a true experience of that person. So now, can you see the difference between the autobiography and the biography? The autobiography deals with what? A true experience of that same person, a story written by that same person. This is the story of a person's life as written by that person. But biography, this is a written account of a person's life by another person. So that is all on prose. I've talked about the division of prose, the fiction and the non-fiction. I gave examples of what? The fiction, the novel, the novelette, and the short stories. They are examples of what? The fiction. And the non-fiction, that is the true experience. We have the biography and the autobiography. Lastly, we're going to talk about poetry.